She is the powerhouse host and executive producer behind our women's show here at Crossroads, See, Hear, Love. Please join me in welcoming Melinda Estabrooks.
Wow, sure. I like that intro. Anytime.
Isn't that great?
Anytime you can do that.
The powerhouse host.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you are.
Thanks.
You know, and you just returned traveling across this nation on either side. You've been to Yukon, you've been to New Brunswick, doing women's conferences.
Oh, you know, Cheryl, we're doing this season, season 10, the You Belong, See, Hear, Love Women's Conference across Canada tour is essentially what we're doing. We want to meet women all across our great nation to share the love of Jesus, to share the good news of Jesus, and to share that they belong, that they matter, and that they are seen, heard, and loved by God. So yes, I started off in Whitehorse, Yukon in September, and I know that we featured it here on Huntley, and I just wanted to say this. I'm so thankful for the 100 Huntley Street viewers who prayed and committed to praying and cheering us on as we went. So there we are in the Yukon. Thank you to Mountain View Church in Whitehorse with Pastor Jeremy Norton, who I know is a friend here at 100 Huntley Street. And we came, Anne Miranda and Dr. Mary, who've been co-hosts on our show, and in front of 120 women, the largest women's conference that they've had in Whitehorse.
Is it the only they've ever had? Women's conference?
Women's conference, yes.
Yeah.
And it was so 120 women. And we shared about belonging, about what it means to create community, to be seen, heard, and loved by God. And yes, you saw me jumping up on the Alaska Highway, because you also have fun too. You do the work, but you also have fun, Cheryl. And then in October, we went to Moncton, New Brunswick. And we went to the Wesleyan Church there, and it was the Harvest Conference. And there are some 100 Huntley Street women who are fans who came and stopped by. Before that was Kelly, who works with me at See, Hear, Love and our booth, some of our speakers there. We also had friends from different organizations that stopped by to see us. And then these are our organizers, Carrie and Tracy, who, this is one of the largest women's conferences right now in Canada, in New Brunswick, in Moncton. So proud of the Maritimers. Woo! Wow, they're friendly. And here is our See, Hear, Love panel with Esther and Felicia and Michaela and Marilyn, talking about what does it mean to pursue Jesus in the wilderness, and that our purpose is Jesus. So I had a chance right there, 1,200 women from 5 provinces, 2 United States, representing 145 churches. There we were in Moncton, and sharing again about what it means to belong and what it means to be loved by God.
You know, the unity is incredible. And when I watch you get out like that, it really makes me think, you know, when we prayed before the show, I said you went out in the spirit of David. Oh. I don't mean David in the Bible. I mean our founder, David Maines. He loved traveling across this country, meeting people, hugging people, shaking their hand, hearing their stories. And I think about, you know, Yukon up there in the territories on the western side of the nation, New Brunswick, the Maritimes, different culture, different places. You were talking to all these women. What were you hearing? And are there regional differences about what women are talking about?
There are regional differences in the sense of, like, the Maritimers, you know, we talked about, like, Digby scallops and PEI and lobster and all of that, and the wild of the beautiful Maritimes. Yes. And in the Yukon, we talked about women coming out of the bush to come to our conference, about the hunting, about the Northern Lights. So as far as, like, environment and the experience is different. But at the end of the day, Cheryl, when I talked to the women, as they looked at me with tears and hugs, they said, we just want to know that we belong, that we matter, that we are seen and heard and loved by God. And Melinda, what does it look like to be a community, to belong with one another? And so that's our story. That's what we're trying to share as we go across Canada, that they do belong. They are beloved, they are valued, they matter, and that God sees them and loves them.
I think of those women watching right now, and you're right, like, we all have the same needs. It doesn't matter where we live in the world, much less this gigantic country of ours. We all, men and women, have the need to belong.
Yes.
What message would you have for a woman watching right now who couldn't come to those conferences, but desperately needs to hear something inspiring today?
That is really good. The one thing I've always said is lean into Jesus. Take a moment to ask, to cry, to lament, to scream and say, Jesus, are you real? Are you with me? I need to know. Second, I'm really big on women friends and community. You need to go and search out your girls, your women, to have your back, to be with you. And if you're a woman that's like, I have a capacity to be a friend, then do that. And then I also say, get into the Word. Get into the good word, the scriptures, to read and believe the promises of God, that He is with you, He will never leave you or forsake you, and that He loves you.
Yes, both. It's not either or; it's and both,
And
right?
both,
We
that's
need to know that God loves us, and ultimately, that's the thing. He's going to be the most faithful person in our lives.
Yes.
But at the same time, we need to make that effort to go find somebody with
That's
skin
right.
on.
Yep.
And you're better than that. And if you ever follow Melinda on socials, you know what I'm talking about. That woman, you include people, which I think is amazing. So.
Yeah, and what I'm excited too about, if I can just say this, Cheryl, is that we're going now all across Ontario. We're going to be in Kelowna, in White Rock, in Calgary next year. God is really calling See Her Love to go across the nation, this nation that He loves, that we love, that I know 100 Huntley Street people love, and share this message that they are loved, beloved, and valued, and they are enough.
That's amazing. Well, get ready, Canada. This powerhouse is coming your way. I hope you're ready for it. It's going to be awesome, and I love seeing you get out. We're just cheering you on here at 100 Huntley Street.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Really appreciate it. I really appreciate and value and love the 100 Huntley Street viewers who have supported and prayed for us as we go.
I know you met them. It's wonderful.